Willkommen. This is German 2, Chapter 11, Deutsch 2, Kapitel 11. Going to talk about vocabulary. Start with me on page 402 or 347, depending on your edition. So you can see that we're talking about car parts, things about car maintenance. There are a few additions in 7th edition from 5th or 6th, so I have those on the screen. So let me just read you the phrases here. An der Tankstelle, das Nummernschild, der Scheinwerfer, die Windschutzscheibe, das Dach, der Kofferraum, das Steuerrad, or that's also das Lenkrad, der Sicherheitsgurt. Now, I think that it's really interesting because look at the word for the trunk. Raum just means space or room, not room like a Zimmer, but like there's enough room for something, Raum. And Koffer is a suitcase. So the suitcase space is your trunk. All right, and then der Vordersitz, der Rücksitz, in der Werkstatt. Warum bringst du dein Auto zur Reparatur? Der Reifen ist platt. Machen Sie einen Ölwechsel. Wann machst du deinen Führerschein? Sie stellen ihre Fahrräder ab. So the abstellen is like parking your bikes or leaving them somewhere. And then also when you are taking your driver test, they say you are making your license. Wann machst du deinen Führerschein? Okay, now 418 oder 363. This is Lektion B. There are fortunately no changes between the editions. And this is about traffic. So, es gibt einen Stau. Man kann nicht durchkommen. Die Fahrer halten an, separate prefix verb, anhalten, which is to come to a stop. Die Leute überqueren die Straße. Right? Die Polizei ist da. Sie wollen da parken. Sie warten ewig. Sie sehen sich die Schaufenster im Einkaufszentrum an. So again, ansehen, separate prefix verb, that you're taking a look at something. And finally, 425 oder 367 are long list, not quite as long as some chapters that we have looked at. Your differences are noted here on the screen. It's actually really nice. So Benzin, Feuerwehr, Geländewagen, Kompaktwagen, Krankenwagen. And so it's sort of updated vocabulary for modern things. And then look at the word for a truck. It has here LKW, and they'll literally call it LKW, but it stands for Lastkraftwagen. So Last is a burden, Kraft is strength, and Wagen is a vehicle. So this is a vehicle with enough strength to carry a burden, a truck. Lastkraftwagen. And then nirgendwo means no place or nowhere. I think you've already learned the word irgendwo, that means somewhere or anywhere. So that's obviously a companion word. Somewhere, nowhere. Irgendwo, nirgendwo. Then Ölwechsel machen. Tanken is to refuel, and voll tanken is like I'm filling it up. Tankstelle literally is the place you refuel, right? Tankstelle and verwickelt in. Those are the only differences. Now let me read your list. So abstellen, it's leaving a vehicle, only we saw on that other page, your bicycle also is a vehicle, right? Anhalten is like bringing something to a stop. If you look in the parentheses behind it, you see hält an. So remember that it's like, oh, it's a stem changer verb. Halten is a stem changer verb. So anhalten will be also. And in your simple past, hielt an and angehalten, because remember when you have the participle of a separate prefix, GE slides in the middle. Then Benzin, Dach, durchkommen. And if you look inside the parentheses, you see kam durch. Oh, it's a separate prefix. I use the root verb kommen to find out how it conjugates, and then ist durchgekommen. Durchgekommen. So the GE slides between the two for the participle. It takes ist as a helping verb because it's one of those motion verbs. Einkaufszentrum, Ersatzteil, ewig, Fahrer, Fahrzeug, Feuerwehr, Geländewagen, geöffnet, herumfahren, and notice separable prefix verb and fahren is a stem changer. Innenstadt, Jugendzentrum, Jungs. Now we had learned about when we had learned boys before, we had learned one is der Junge, and then more than one boy is Jungen, with you just added an N to the end of Junge. But this is kind of a slang or colloquial, as they add the S to make a plural, sort of a borrowed in plural from English. Jungs. Kofferraum, Kompaktwagen, Krankenwagen. So literally a vehicle for the sick. So Kranken, those are the sick people. Leiter, Lenkrad, LKW, den Führerschein machen, Minivan, Mofa, Motorradfreak, nirgendwo, Notfallnummer, Nummernschild, Ölwechsel machen, parken, platt, Polizei, Riegel, Reparatur, Roller, Rücksitz, Schaufenster, Scheinwerfer. So I like that one too. Werfen is a verb that means to throw. So your headlight throws out the shine. Scheinwerfer. Schulhof, Sicherheitsgurt. And Sicherheit means security. So it's really a security belt, your seat belt. Sinnlos, Stau, Steuerrad, Tanken and Volltanken, Tankstelle, Tor, überqueren. Remember that a QU sounds like KV, queren, überzeugen. And notice that convincing someone is sich überzeugen, is a reflexive. Unabhängigkeit, verwickelt in, Vordersitz, Werkbank, Werkstatt, Werkzeug, Windschutzscheibe, zusammenbauen, and Zweiradwerkstatt. So you saw that the Werkstatt is a repair shop. So it's a two-wheel repair shop, which is for bikes. Right, das ist alles. Auf Wiedersehen.